Welcome to PioPitch 2020, the series where we're speaking with local business leaders about how they're innovating for our community, a conversation which is doubly important right now amidst COVID 19. My name is Alec Smith, and today I have with me Lisa Collins, the PR director at Vincis. How are you doing today, Lisa?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's start at the bottom. Tell us a little bit about your business, about yourself, how you're doing.
Da Vinci's is an Italian American restaurant in Williamstown, West Virginia. And I actually began in March to help celebrate their 40th anniversary to put together some programs for that. Then COVID hit, everything changed, and I became a bit of a business strategies advisor and marketing at the same time. So everything went haywire. Things have changed pretty dramatically since then.
How has the virus affected Da Vinci's? Have you guys made any major adjustments? Have you had to institute any kind of new programs or ways to conduct business?
Absolutely. In the past, we were a sit down, dine in restaurant. As soon as the governor closed restaurants for dining in, we immediately met with the management team and started putting together some strategies for turning things around and taking food out. So, in addition to typical pickup and deliveries, we put together a kind of a mobile food truck that you order in advance. So we created family meal plans and picked 4 or 5 outlying areas, a bit of a distance from the restaurant where we wouldn't normally deliver. And we created menus that people could call in, order ahead for a family meal for 4 to 6. And we would go to those locations and be there at a certain time on certain days of the week and drop off the meals in particular central locations. We use school parking lots, closed business parking lots. Everyone was really generous to allow us to use their spaces. And it ended up being a really successful strategy to keep us getting food out and into the community when people were really afraid to go out.
I hear a lot about the usage of social media and these adapting strategies recently. Has that played a role in your recovery process at all?
Social media has saved us, I think it's fair to say. When we first started this process, we didn't really have an active Facebook page. We didn't have Instagram. I ramped up Facebook and went from posting every 2 weeks to posting 2 or 3 times a day. We created an Instagram page, instantly developed about 1,000 followers. So we started putting out information on these special menus. We created something new almost every week. For example, when everyone was sitting in front of their TV watching Tiger King on Netflix, we're really well known for our shrimp cocktail. So we created a king tiger shrimp cocktail that was part of our takeout menu. So we just kind of played off the fun things that were happening in the world. We created this fictional Corona Mona character and used Mona Lisa images doing all kinds of funny things. She dyed her hair. Um, she got a facelift. She went for a motorcycle ride when we were off on Mondays. So just kind of trying to inject some humor and something a little different into the process. So social media saved us, I believe. We're now at over 6,000 followers and growing every day. And people tell us they check in just to kind of see what's happening on the page, even if they're not planning to come to eat that day. So we appreciate the fact that we had a lot of loyal followers to begin with that were just Da Vinci's fans. We feel like we grew that out in the communities around us because of our reach during the shutdown time.
Have you been able to take advantage of any kind of assistance programs, government aid, anything like that? Has that played a part in your recovery?
Absolutely. Da Vinci's was the recipient of a payroll protection program grant, PPP, and we were able to maintain about half of our employees as a result of that. Of course, we didn't need everyone because we had to close down for a while, but we were able to keep a lot of people on the payroll and keep people going, and that was a huge advantage.
Do you think those resources have been sufficient? Have you been able to get what you need out of them, or do you feel like more would be is necessary?
Um, I don't know that I can really answer that because I'm the marketing person, but I know that Chris Bender, the owner, has been extremely grateful for those and feels like that really kept her able to keep going. So I haven't heard her express that um, she's desperate for more. I think more is always welcome, but I think that it was a really nice shot in the arm when things were pretty bleak.
Right now, this is just kind of a topic that I've talked with other people about in these interviews. Do you think there's a sort of, and you could completely feel as though there is, and I'd like to clarify that. Do you think there's a kind of like thirst for interaction or like a return to normalcy right now in the community?
Oh,
Do you think that's
absolutely. It's interesting. It kind of goes back and forth. When we first reopened at 50% capacity, social distancing, all those things, people were hesitant. They were a little frightened. It picked up pretty quickly. Suddenly, we had lots of people waiting to get in because we didn't have enough space for everyone with the 50% capacity. Then it started to slack off a little bit. As these COVID numbers start to climb, people have gotten nervous again. So it seems to change from week to week, but there's no question that people want some normalcy back. They want to, if they can't come and eat in the restaurant, they want to at least eat a restaurant meal. People are looking for ways to get normalcy back and still be cautious.
just going to ask you a couple more questions. Do you think should the pandemic continue? Right now, we're looking at we have an increasing caseload. We're looking at a potential second wave. Do you think with the current systems that you put in place, the programs, this delivery, the frozen pizzas, the social distance measures that you have in the store right now, do you think worst case scenario you will be able to carry on successfully?
I believe we will, but not by sitting still. It seems like business is a moving target right now. A lot of people are picking up food. They're walking into the lobby and picking it up. The lobby is filled with people waiting to go in. It's kind of hard to maintain social distancing. We have to encourage people to wear masks. So, Chris is now suggesting that people call and wait in their cars to have their food taken out to them. We're looking at some new ways to promote pickups because, again, you know, the traffic ebbs and flows. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll come out of it successfully. Um, but again, not by sitting still. We have to every single day gauge what's happening today and figure out what we can do differently to keep people interested in Da Vinci's.
What advice would you give businesses like Da Vinci's, restaurants, people who are uncertain of what the future is going to look like in similar situations?
I think something that really has worked for Da Vinci's is to find what people really like and focus on that. I know when we put together those menus to go out, one of the primary things we put on was the Mona Lisa, which is a spaghetti dish, a special one that has pepperoni and peppers and all kinds of interesting things mixed in the spaghetti and cheese on the top, and it's amazing. It's always been my favorite dish. Da Vinci's is known for that. So by creating a family meal that involved a big platter of Mona Lisa, that immediately got people's attention. Another thing that we've done is capitalize on our German pizza. It is basically a Reuben on a pizza, and it's trademarked. It's something that our original owner, Jim Pettit, created years ago, and it's very popular. And we started putting that in local grocery stores during the pandemic shutdown process. When people needed things to make at home, we put those frozen pizzas in grocery stores, and it has taken off like crazy. So finding the things that you're known for and really focusing on those is really important. I think the social media part is essential too, because that's an opportunity to create a conversation with the people that care about keeping your business going. That's one thing we found during this process, rather than just straightforward, simple advertising. Chris was really vulnerable on the Facebook page and said, look, this is hard for all of us. We're struggling. We've never had to do complete takeout like this. She was open with her supporters and her customers, and they responded in part. We had a lot of people walk in and buy gift cards to use for later to make sure that things kept going. One gentleman bought $1,000 gift card one day. So we have felt the response and the support of the community because we were very open and created that back and forth conversation. And I think that only could have happened through social media. So that's really important, to keep your social media going and keep that conversation with your supporters, I think.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and tell us where you're located so people can get out there and take advantage of that German pizza.
We are in Williamstown, West Virginia, just off I-77, or just across the Marietta Bridge if you're coming from Marietta, Ohio. And it's kind of a crossroads right there. It's pretty easy to find. It's the center of everything. And all our hours are on our Facebook page. It's Da Vinci's Restaurant, and you can find us at Da Vinci's MOV on Instagram. And on Facebook, or online, I'm sorry, our website is villadavinci.com. So there are lots of ways to find out what we have available. We put our specials on every day, and we'd love to have people come visit us or have us deliver to you within 10 miles.
Thank you once again for being with us. It's been great speaking with you. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.